Young folks, old folks, everybody come. Come join the flute circle. Have a lot of fun. Please check your chewing gum and razors at the door, and you'll hear some flute music that you never heard before.
some of them a couple of years, some of them maybe 6 months. Got a couple of them that have been here with, or maybe not here, but they've been with me for probably 11 years. We've even snuck in one of our flute makers. I'm going to introduce Ron right now. Ron has made some of the flutes that have been played here today. He's kind of special at our class. He comes in with all these new little gadgets and things and lets us experiment with them. And a lot of this beautiful music you heard today have come from his flutes. So give Ron a big hand, just for fun. We're a little short on time. We didn't fill up the hour because we have a couple of people who weren't able to come today because they were sick, and they didn't want to spread the joy to anybody around here, especially me. So I could do one of two things. I can entertain you with a 10-minute favorite song of mine, or I can tell you a little story about myself and how I got started in the flute business here. I think I'll give you the story. However, the song that is my favorite song in the whole world came with the flute. The flute came with the song built into it. But 25, maybe 30 years ago, my husband had gone traveling. He traveled a lot with his job. And he'd gone into a little gift shop, and they were playing some really unusual music. And he really liked it. So he went up and asked them what it was, and they told him, you know, the CD or cassette. It was a cassette tape. And he bought the cassette tape, and it was flute music. He come home all excited, and he says, hey, I've got something I want you to hear. He says, I found me some flute music. He says, I want you to hear this music. And so we were driving in his truck, and he stuck the little cassette tape in, and he played a song, and I says, ooh, I don't care for that. So for 20 years, he never ever played that flute music around me ever again. Well, one day we were on a business trip / little vacation, and we had gone to Virginia City, Montana, and we'd gone into a little gift shop because he wanted to buy himself a new CD of flute music. And my husband got talking to the lady who was working behind the counter about the Native American people, and he loved the Native American people. He could talk for hours. This is where he used to just slug me in the arm for saying that, because he knew it was true. And we were standing there, and there wasn't much in the gift shop. There were some rugs on the wall, native rugs on the wall. And as we walked in through the first room into the second room, there was a little rack of some flutes hanging on the wall. I noticed and didn't give them any thought. Was standing there for 45 minutes, kind of looking around, and all of a sudden I looked at him and I said, spoil me. And there was a little tiny can of just a little teeny short pocket flute sitting on the counter. And he says, well, pick whatever one you want. And I says, no. I said, spoil me. He said, what one do you want? I walked over to that wall and I picked the biggest, fanciest flute they had. I says, I want this one. Well, he looked at me and he said, you'd better learn to play it. Well, at that time, I didn't know if I would learn to play it or not. I just knew I wanted to try. So all the way from Virginia City, Montana to Idaho, where we stopped that night, he listened to me play the scale over and over and over again. He was a good man. He was a good man. All the way from Idaho to Utah, he listened to me play the scale over and over and over again. He was a really good man. That was all I knew, and I was getting it from a little booklet that came with the flute. And I played around on my own with it for probably 6 months. I'd maybe go a month or so and never touch the flute, and then I'd play it a little bit. And a friend of his had told him about a flute circle in Salt Lake. And he got me signed up. Well, he talked me into joining this flute circle. So the first time I went, he went with me. And I walked into this room with about 15 people all sitting in a circle. I'm a shy girl. I took one look at that and I just sat on the outside edge with him. I wasn't going in there. And the facilitator, bless his sweetheart, is still a dear friend of mine. He says, no, you got to sit in the circle. And I thought, okay. I went in and I sat in the circle. And when they open the circle, they go around and they give their name, and then they play a little 15-second ditty on their flute, and then it goes to the next person. And this facilitator, he says, now if you don't want to play, just give your name and say pass. And there was a guy sitting right across the group from me, and he says, I'm a newbie. And then he played a little bit on his flute, and I thought, you know, Rolane, you came here to learn something. So when it came my turn, I gave my name, I said I'm a newbie, and I played what I knew how to play. That's where it started. I now facilitate that flute circle in Salt Lake. And I now have my own little group of friends that I facilitate every week right here at the Orem Senior Friendship Center. I want to introduce my players. I never get nervous when I'm playing my flute. I never get nervous when I'm playing my flute. When I introduce my group, I get nervous because I've told them, I am either going to forget your name or I'm going to name you something different. So that's kind of our standing joke. That in mind, I would like to introduce Noreen, who I sometimes call Lily, Sonia, Ron Stutz, Scott. I didn't see Scott. I didn't forget his name. Don is our audio guy. He keeps all of the sound going for us. He does a lot for us. Lynn, Helen, Norm has been with me for at least 11, 12 years. Same with Ron. He's been with me 11, 12 years. And that leaves Lily. We have one more number for you. This one's kind of a fun one. It's called Santana. And we'll just kind of go from there.